It seems you have all heard of tulpas. I believe it is quite an unusual topic for a ghost story. How do you know that term? Erika-sensei once asked me whether or not I knew any interesting stories about tulpas, so I've kept this one simmering on the back burner. This isn't about the Seven Mysteries. She must have talked about the time when I asked Erika to go to see whether or not I could find any references to tulpas. Oh right, I guess I did mention something like that. She admits when Takasaki-san prods her. She then turns to me and she inclines me her head in surreptitious apology. The tulpa I'm about to tell you is not about a tulpa in the original sense of the word, but a tulpa adapted for the modern age. Adapted? In what way? Instead of hallucination born of ascetic training, the modern tulpa is born from the self from within. From the self? What do you mean? This type of tulpa is created from the imagination, like an imaginary friend. This latter English term is familiar to me. It's a name given to a psychological phenomenon. It's like a friend that resides in your imagination, right? Apparently it's common for children to have them. Some people see them not only from inside their head, but with their eyes. A kind of pseudo-friend. Sometimes that can help them with words and advice and encouragement. So you cannot see just with your mind's eye, but with your actual eyes? The tale I'm about to tell is of a tulpa created by a man long imprisoned. I can even give advice. I feel like I've just been given an important key. Staring into a flickering flame of a candle, I speak to Mayuri inside my head. Oh, so we're not hearing about my story. She snaps her fingers. Bingo, you got on fast. The scene is one where I never would have witnessed us in spring or even early summer. Our classmates are clustered around Erika-san, beseeching her to help them with her English since she's so good at it. The previous day, Sister Basket informed us there would be an English pop quiz. But that's not my only motivation. Have you recorded now, Yagaki-san? Yeah, my head's all good, it's just my mouth that's a problem now. Everyone titters at her joke. I'm sure we're also sticking close to our genuine concern out for her and her injury. Ever since the ballet recital, she's become more friendly with her classmates. The overall mood in the classroom is much brighter now. After Erika was injured a few days prior, and Takasaki drilled me in the classroom over my possible involvement, people walked on eggshells around me. While no one slandered me right to my face, the atmosphere was painfully different to usual. However, what happened to my head? Well, you see, I suddenly found myself desperate to read a particular book. So I asked our dear student council president to accompany me to the library. The darkened light was a perfect setting for a ghost story, and I just couldn't resist. I got carried away and went a little too far in scaring the president. Only for her to give back as good as she got. Apparently, in my hasty counterattack, I caught my leg in a wheelchair and we both came tumbling down, in case of mutually assured self-destruction. She couldn't exactly tell him about her encounter with Yatsushiro-senpai. Misunderstanding has been cleared up, but I still sense my classmates have barriers up when they greet me. I'm not asking for a Nobel Prize, but I appreciate a thank you. There's a ripple of laughter followed by a response from Erika. She must have made a funny joke. I'm glad she made friends with the others, but... Besides her, Takasaki's gaze is piercing. I understand how she's feeling. Seeing a close friend getting along with a house on fire with someone else, it doesn't feel good. It's another emotion I would have never felt had I not come to the academy. Oh, good morning. Good morning. I've done the greeting when I looked towards my Amitié partner who was surrounded by a bigger group than anyone else. I have an announcement to make before the end of homeroom. Sister Basket's voice cuts through the room. We all look at her unexpectedly as she stands there, hands clasped together as though she's about to launch into prayer. As we regard her critically, she informed us it's about the play. I've heard your opinions on what you should perform, and I've made a decision. Chatter bubbles up in the room with this news. Rika's hand goes up in the air and she gets to her feet. I think we all had a bunch of suggestions. Yes, of course, and I've taken them all into account and making my decision. My pick was drawn from your selection. With a beatific smile, she picks up a piece of chalk and turns to a blackboard. At this year's farewell party, we shall perform. The Little Glass Slipper, or Aschenputtel. Ooh. Not sure I'm familiar with that one unless it goes by a different name. There are different reactions in every corner of the room. Those familiar with the story are saying it's a little childish. Those who don't know it are sounding name confusion. Then, Sister Dahlia, is that a famous play? I've never heard of it. It's a tale of Cinderella. I wonder if it was. She explains that the story of Cinderella, as we know today, stems from an old fairy tale that has been iterated many times over the centuries. I see, a very complex story. That sounds like something you'd say when you don't understand a single iota. I go get Ringo's lightning flash barb. Sister Basket claps her hands together to refocus the class's attention. First period today is supposed to be Bible studies, but I'd like to go ahead and use the time to assign the roles for the play. We decide who will play what role for our performance of Aschenputtel, and who's going to make the sets and costumes. At this point, I've lost count of how many sighs I've left in my lips. Hey, if you keep doing that, the eel died for nothing. The boiled eel and rice dish before me is fragrant and appealing, yet I have no appetite. She's given me a role Cinderella, hasn't she? The chef prepared especially for you in celebration of being chosen for the leading role. Yep, that's how the assignment of the roles in the first period panned out. Why am I playing Cinderella when there are people like Takasaki with way more stage experience than me? It's the stage that chooses the actor, not the people. Across from me, Takasaki pauses in eating. That's something an old actress told me. Everyone thinks you're perfectly suited to play Cinderella, so you were the one being chosen. Takasaki-san. Hang on. That sure sounds like the people did choose her. No one likes a stickler. You should eat before your food gets cold. That's most basic good manners. You're preaching to a choir there. She dutifully digs in, and I do the same. My chopsticks slide into a buttery soft flaky flesh of a fish. I scoop it up together with some rice, all of it coated in sweet soy-based sauce. The eel is so tender it practically melts in my mouth, sending an explosion of flavour across my tongue. It's really good. I know, right? Winter isn't truly complete without eel. Erika chows down almost reverently, and I follow her lead. My distractions have rendered the food tasteless, but now the flavour comes bursting back in all its deliciousness. I personally think that eel is a summer food. People eat it in midsummer, right? Ichigo's been acting rather despondent this whole time. Pipes up. That custom began with people prone to suffering from heat fatigue in the middle of summer, so we encourage to eat things to boost their stamina, not because it's the best season for eel. It's not. No, winter is eel season. But them are tastiest because they have the most fat on them. Ichigo carries on making her way throughout me for a meal, looking somewhat reluctant. Perhaps she's not really a fan of eel. I suppose I shouldn't complain, because the food really is tasty, but... What is it? Knowing this was made for Suoh-chan because she was picked for eating roll, it doesn't feel right for us to be enjoying it when we aren't happy with our rolls. Erika takes a sip of her eel liver soup, as though it's the world's finest liquor. Right. You two are cast as evil stepsisters. A feline smile curls across the lips, between shoulders slumped. Why do you have to be the horrible stepsister who's mean to Cinderella? I can only assume we're cast as a set, because this is so suited to a role. What did you say? That's an affront to your elder. And you two are picked the evil stepsister role because of your past indiscretions like, I know what you did last summer. The twins must be familiar with the movie because they quickly protest. Rika steps in to try and soothe them. It's okay for you, Richan. You get to be the king. She'd probably been better off keeping out of it, as Ichigo abruptly switches targets. Huh? I'm not the king, I'm a queen. Even better, suits you perfectly, Prez. What do you mean by that, Erika? It's compliments. You were class president, vice president of the council, and now queen. You're climbing a ladder, like in Goodwill Hunting. Unfamiliar with this movie reference, Rika tilts her head. Actually, Erika's reference isn't the movie itself, but it's Then Unknown Stars. The path to starring a movie is filled with twists and turns until they find into their places in the lead roles. Still, even without knowing the context, Rika seems to detect she's being made fun of. I would have preferred Takasaki-san's role. Yeah, he might have been more suited to it. Takasaki's going to be the fairy godmother, isn't she? Are you saying I'm not? I don't mean that in terms of acting ability, I'm talking about if you matching personalities to roles. Like, don't you think Sabuki is perfect as Cinderella's wicked stepmother? Council Secretary Sabuki was indeed cast as a wicked stepmother. Why is she perfect for it? Don't give me that confused look, you good old two-shoes. Confused, I turned back to my food. It's time to cool, so I'd better move on. For the sake of both good manners and taste. Still, I suppose it's inevitable you'll be with Prince Chidori. You're the only one who looked good in a male role. That's a compliment, right? Of course. I seem to recall somebody saying that repeating the same thing twice is a surefire sign that it's a lie. Sparks crackle between the two of them and I hurriedly interject, but the food is getting cold. Yes, there's nothing worse than cold food. I see you've learned from my best. Speaking of perfect roles, I can't think anyone better suited to play the part of a witch than you, Erika. A witch in Aschenputtel is actually a good witch. She's a fairy godmother. Oh, that's a good role for her, I like that. A fairy godmother? Now it's Erika-san's turn to look put out at Takasaki's laughter. Silence drifts in as we all turn back to our meals, and soon I'm taking the last bite of my eel. It's definitely delicious, but... me and my lead role? This isn't going to go well. Despite my friend's encouragement, I can't imagine myself as a princess. A quiet but lengthy sigh whispers from my lips. Rehearsal for the play progressed smoothly as he transitioned to midwinter. It also transitions between episodes. Bye bye.
妖精たちが踊る場所白爪草で作った冠